Hello everybody, welcome back to some more Hyrule Warriors on Wii U. I have to specify that, I think, every time. And let's see, we have 3 different playable areas. I want to go back, I'm curious. So this is just nothing based... I mean, they're based on stuff, yeah. But like early game stuff. Like, I think Sears is that Majora? Because I forgot what was it, because it's one of those like Ocarina type shit. Because, you know, great Deku Tree. But, of course, these ones are pretty obvious. I mean, Death Mountain, I'm pretty sure it should just be Ocarina. Twilight being Twilight, and then Skyloft being, well, Skyward Sword. I think we'll just go into Skyloft real quick, because, you know, why not? Because I get to play Link. Alright. Can't wait for all the conspiracy theorists out there to be like, oh my god, is he going to do a Skyward Sword Let's Play? No. I haven't even beaten that one yet. Like, just as is. Alright, looks like I have a great fairy here, so we'll probably end up getting something new, I assume. But yes, welcome to Skyloft. Not very, well, to be honest, not my favorite map of Zelda games. Not Zelda games, but, like, of this game just in general. Like, I mean, it's like, every map this game is okay. Like, the last one we did was okay, but also not a favorite of mine. But this one is also a case of, like, not a favorite much either. We also have quite a bit of abilities here, don't we? So I don't remember exactly what I did in episode 1, but it looks like I definitely have a pretty decent roster of combo potential, which is good for Link. Because having that rising uppercut move is really good against breaking people's weak points. Yeah, I'm so used to just completely wiping people out with a Master Sword. You get used to it. Yeah, there's no real gimmick to these stages, though. They don't do anything gimmicky at all. The only gimmicks that ever really happen... Well, that's not exactly entirely true, but... The only real gimmicks that ever really happen in this game, based on the specific title, is usually in the adventure map itself, whenever you need to use a certain item on a certain thing. Or, for example, like in Majora's adventure mode, like you have a certain time limit in order to beat a certain amount of maps. And then, once you do that, you have to, I think, find an owl to save those maps from getting completely wiped out again, forcing you to do them again. Which is why I never did bother with Majora 1 back then, because just like Majora's Mask in general, I never bothered with getting too far in because I was too scared playing it. Thinking that, you know, I would never have time to do anything in that game, even though that's actually not true. It just was always kind of just one of those things that was off-putting about it. And I was like, oh, God. Just completely terrified. Which, yes, in hindsight, is completely stupid, but can't blame me there. I remember thinking, that Ocarina had like a pretty somewhat cool aesthetic going on back then. At least I think I used to. I can't speak on how much, you know, when I was a kid specifically, because I had bad taste in everything anyway. But I'm pretty sure like at some point in time I remember thinking like, wow, you know, these games are really cool fucking looking. Like they didn't really play a lot of Zelda growing up. But at one point in time, you know, like I said, I eventually started to kind of see them more often and start to understand, you know, why. I guess this would be the gimmick of this. Well, this is more so this level specifically, not just this stage. I meant the stage itself doesn't really ever have gimmicks in it. But then again, I'm mostly referring to, once again, just the very basic, you know, basic level playing type stuff. So this is just campaign only type crap, basically, unless they decide to throw it out there and do something with it. Maybe, but I don't feel like they ever really do that often. Girahim always reminds me of like a JoJo type character with the way he is. Not just the way he looks, but the way he acts. Alright, well, he left his little post. But then again, I can't really do much because I have to protect her too, I think. Well, then again, she's going somewhere. I don't know. They should tell you on the map. Also, I find it funny that I don't... I mean, I play quite a bit of warrior games. You know, I mean, there's always opportunities to eventually play some. I'm never without a Warriors game on hand somewhere to play, whether it be new or not. Usually I tend to just go back and play the classic ones, the ones I like a lot, but no, the real point is I don't give a damn. Point is that whenever I'm in the mood for these, I'm in the mood for them. Like, I can usually just play them without even being in the mood for it specifically. You know, that's fine. I can... If I just want to play something for the sake of it, I usually just can. With these types of games. Because they're really not that hard to pick up. Sometimes, you know, depending on the one you're playing, might be a little harder to put down, too. And I feel like this is definitely the case of... This game is just too fucking hard to put down. I absolutely adore the living shit out of this game, which is funny because I used to be a huge guy for Pirate Warriors 2. Maybe not the start, but it took a bit. But it clung to me like it was, you know, like it was my newborn baby. It was crazy. And then like Pirate Warriors 3 came out, and it was, luckily enough, pretty close to how 2 played out. And I was already used to playing 2 at that point. I'll deal with Fee later. It's fine. And I went through, platinumed it, you know, just like I did with 2 and such. And loved it. And then Hyrule came out. And it broke everything I ever knew about Warrior games from then on out. Never again did I ever play a Hyrule Warrior, or never again did I ever play a Warriors game without at least comparing it to this, which is just insane and to some instances kind of stupid. Yes, I'm well aware of that. There's a lot going on here. Even though this game doesn't have like a shit ton of characters, it has so much stuff in it that it to me just still is absolute peak Warriors. Undoubtedly. You know, we all have our opinions, of course. You know, some people might think that Pirate Warriors 4 is peak, and that's fine. I may not be a fan of it, but, you know, I respect your decision, and I just kind of hope that in return, you kind of see, you know, you don't have to accept my opinion, but just be like, all right, you know, well, that's just what he likes Hyrule Warriors, that's his favorite. And that's fine. And then, of course, I got super excited when 2 was finally announced. I was like, what the fuck? They're actually going to continue this? Like, there's no way. You know, there's no way in hell they're going to actually continue Hyrule Warriors of all things. Like, that just never crossed my mind as something that they would ever do. They did. They did continue it. And unfortunately, they made it Breath of the Wild. And I was like, oh, well, of course they would. But, fudge it. Maybe it's okay. I'll give it a shot. And then I beat it. And my opinions on it are still just as mid as it was when I first played it. And I was like, okay, this is fine. But I still like the old one better. But this one was definitely okay. It had some interesting ideas. But some things just kind of didn't like. And then, of course, no surprise, we finally got Age of Imprisonment. The new one, after Age of Calamity or whatever. And, yeah, same thing happened there. It's like, okay, well, I just think it's okay. I will forever argue that Hyrule Warriors 1 is my favorite. Of not just in general of Warrior games, but goddamn Hyrule Warriors in general. If I made a Warriors tier list, it would be so bad because people would be like, "Why the fuck did you not play? How have you not beaten every single Dynasty Warriors game?" And you're doing a ranking list. And that's just unfair. But if I had to give an order of what I think is probably my top 5, maybe even top 10, this is just going off my head. By the way, I can't really specify. I'd have to play all of them again just to make sure. The first one, obviously, I've been saying it the whole video, but this one is Hyrule Warriors, preferably Definitive Edition, I would argue. Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition is my favorite Warriors game of all time. And I think it was as soon as I played it the first time, too. I was like, oh my god, I'm stuck on this. Like, I'm doing this forever, you know? When I first got on the Wii U, I was like, oh yeah, this is it. Like, there's no going back. Like, no other game can compete with this. Maybe Pirate Warriors, but that's about it. And yeah, well, this one is that. And this might be, I'll try a top 10. All right. No particular order, but just the ones I really like a lot, okay? So Hyrule Warriors 1, like I said. It is my favorite, but we're going to not count it in order. Pirate Warriors 2 and 3. Gundam 3 and Gundam Reborn. Kin's Rage 1 and 2. That's like, what, 7 now, I think? Yeah, that's about, yeah. Dynasty Warriors 8. Yes, Dynasty Warriors 8 Extreme is a favorite of mine. I would argue Origins, but I only beat it like one fucking time, that's all. You know, I didn't really beat it all that often. I can't think of a 10th one. If I had to throw one in there, just because... I mean, I would say... That's a tough one. I don't know. Origins was okay. It wasn't anything fantastic. It was cool, though. Yeah, I know. Kind of a shit list, isn't it? Okay, just so I can remember again. So, Hyrule Warriors... Pirate Warriors 2 and 3, Gundam 3 and Reborn. That's 5. Kin's Rage 1 and 2, that's 7. Dynasty Warriors 8, Extreme. That's 8. I'd say Origins, just because. I haven't played much of the roguelike, so I can't really say there. And, I know I'm missing one. It's going to piss me off. Berserk. I'd say Berserk. I liked Berserk enough. I got to the point where I had one trophy left, which was get to layer number 100 and beat Griffith. Never happened because he was too fucking hard. I just said, fuck it. I'd say for now, I'd say Berserk, but that could easily change whenever I just go back and play other things. I mean, I like Dynasty Warriors 7 a bit. I liked it for a bit there. And if you're wondering, like, what about Samurai Warriors? Well, I like 1. I haven't played enough 2. I do have it. I do have 2. I have... I think all 5 of them. I haven't played enough of 2. I've played a bit of 3, but I played the Wii version of it, so... But even then, it's still just kind of... whatever. And I know this is going to be blasphemy, but I don't really care much for Samurai Warriors 4. I did beat 5 back in the day when it came out, but didn't really care for it much either. So once again, just a case of absolute despicable opinions. I'm sure some people would have a problem with. But again, like I said before, I'm more of a... When it comes to Warrior games, I'm technically more of the spin-off fan than I am the actual original series. Which also includes, to me, the Samurai Warriors as well. As part of the Dynasty Warriors, like Orochi, same thing. Like, I know it's not... It is a... They are spin-offs of their own, sure. Same thing with All-Stars, but I just... I can't... Well, All-Stars is... No, that's a spinoff. Like a big, giant spinoff for sure, no doubt. But I do not like All-Stars. I've tried. I don't know. I just don't care for it. I don't know what else to say. Am I even supposed to be fighting Volga? Yeah. Like, am I supposed to be doing this anyway? And it's like, yep, you sure are. My problem is I have nothing to kick his ass with. That's the first problem. And he has just complete invincibility. He's basically just in magic form at this point. I'm gonna fucking die. But there should be a checkpoint. Oh yeah, he's gonna do a super. Okay, we need to run away and do something else, because... Either level up or just get the fuck out of here, because I do not want to die. Somebody ought to drop something soon. Like a heart, anything. The fuck with it. Just hit him with something. I gotta do some damage, because he's pissing me off. There, that works for now. Gotta get rid of these bastards, too. All the extra little minion dickheads. And go save Fi, I think her name was. I never could pronounce it correct. I didn't know what the actual pronunciation. By the way, yes, I have actually played Skyward Sword. I've played both. I just still haven't gotten into it. I've even played Link's crossbow training. No, I don't want to drink that. I mean, yeah, kind of, but... Oh, well, it's fine. Sometimes, depending on the Warriors game, sometimes you can just straight up take keeps, and when you do that, it will lower morale. This game does not really do that unless it specifies that, yes, by taking a keep, you have lowered the morale of an enemy. It's not that Volga, I think, has too much morale. I think it's just more so he's just in straight up, you know, he's in his magic rage form, so he's going to be a tough one to kill. Yeah, game. Well, there's not much I can do about that now, is there? Okay, well, she's safe for now. If you're also curious, how does she play? Like shit. I would argue she's my least favorite character in this entire game. As cute as she is, God, I fucking hate playing her. If there's anybody that's like, I just don't want to play her, like, I don't want to play this character, it's definitely her, for no doubt about it. And weirdly enough, at one point in time, I would even argue like Midna was that way too. I love Midna. I think she's great. She's one of my favorite Zelda characters, no doubt. It's just that her early set of moves just didn't do it. So once again, looks like she's in trouble. And we have no allied base, which is good, because sometimes that happens. Sometimes you don't have an actual allied base. So that way you don't act like... It's not that it's trying to prevent you from losing or whatever. It's just something that, you know, can happen from time to time. Where just, yeah, there's either no reason to have one or whatever. Luckily in this game, if you do lose, thankfully, there are checkpoints in Legend mode. This thing, we still have to beat Volga's ass. Good news is I have magic up, which was exactly what I was hoping I could get. And thankfully, again, it did happen. By the way, in that slow motion, if you kill an enemy, like a boss type enemy or whatever, by the way, this requires hook shot. We don't have that, of course. And I do no damage to guard, which I should probably upgrade that at some point. Yeah, you can do guard damage in this game, which is nice. Oh, does this actually stop him from dickhead? Because I remember Legend Mode had a lot of fairy fountain things where it's like, oh yeah, by the way, I can... Like, the fairy's like, oh yeah, I can just do a thing which does that, which just... Basically, it's like, okay, we're getting fucked over here. And then the Great Fairy will show up and be like, alright, you need some help? And it's like, yeah. And then you just activate her, and there you go. And she's even a weapon, too, which is crazy. Yeah, about time, asswipe. Now get the fuck out of here. Also, you should take every keep, just in the chance that there might be a treasure. So, just saying. And I think there might be some sculptures based on keep taking, too. Like, if you have enough stuff for whatever reason. Although that, I don't remember. Because I know sculptures usually appear after, like, a certain amount of kills. Yeah, that's why you don't want to do that move. That's a bad one to do. I just did. It did not work. Did not weaken him. Or destroy his weak spot. Hey, I still have 3. Oh, I just remembered one I love. Fire Emblem Warriors. That's one of my top 10. What the fuck's wrong with me? Get rid of Origins, I guess. At that point. I would say. Yeah, I'd say, I mean, Origins was decent. But as like a top 10 favorite, I don't know. Probably not really. Still good, just like I said. It's one of those games where yeah, I played it, beat it too quick. Token Rambo, I don't like that one at all. Like, remotely. Oh, good thing I didn't. Or good thing we didn't leave yet, because I would have missed out on getting the material of that weapon I just picked up. Now, wouldn't I? Something else they actually added in the 3DS version, which brought over to a Switch version, was the My Fairy thing. I think I talked about this before, but yeah, there's like a fairy that you can upgrade the stuff that you take with you. That gives you like extra little abilities and such. It is kind of nice seeing all this again, being like, oh wow, I can actually play, you know, insert character here. And if you're wondering, some characters, at least in the Definitive Edition, are unlocked through Adventure Mode. I mean, obviously some characters will be unlocked here, because, well, this is, of course, the campaign mode, so it makes sense to have that happen. I'm trying to think. Should I spend the rupees to upgrade her because she might need it? What I should do, upgrade Link first. Make sure that he doesn't have anything I can get badge-wise. I guess I unlocked all them already. Okay, cool. Let's see. You know, I'd never do that. Funny enough. Yeah, it would be nice to have all this stuff just so I can make sure I get Link as upgraded as much as I possibly can. Oh, that's just for Magic Rod. We don't play it much anyway. I don't think I really need it all that bad. It's also kind of nice that the game tells you if there's something that you can actually unlock. Yeah, Lana, we should probably focus on leveling her up because she is played a bit. So I don't think it would hurt to actually do that. Maybe Impa as well while I'm at it. Get her at least, I don't know, close. Now we'll get her to level 16. Fucking who cares? I want her to be upgraded a bit too because it would be nice if she was. Actually, if anybody needs... Yeah, if anybody needs badges, it's definitely Lana. No doubt about that. And this bottom stuff here, this is just specifically like, oh, bombs and shit. So I wouldn't really worry about it. And specific defense against other things too. Cool. We need that. Anything to make her just slightly better would be nice. Especially the Focus Spirit shit, too, because... Man, do we need it. I know I'm wasting stuff on her, but like I said, you do play her a decent amount, I feel, in this game. Or at least you have the option to. So I'd rather just get her decently upgraded. How about got her entire thing? Her entire kit. Alright. Let's do it. And with an XP up too, which is nice. So, which I believe most of the time those are random anyway. At least I've always had the impression that they were. And I'll try to show off the basic move set as much as I can. So we have, you know, your usual YYY. I'm pretty sure those are the upgraded finishers. This is a Twilight one. So you have to run through here. You can't see what's going on. Here's YX. And you can also do X in air. This is just your typical uppercut move. Nothing exactly fancy. This is your light attack version of it. This is 2Y and then the X, which is really good, by the way. One of her best moves is the slingshot. Just for how much, I guess you could say, crowd control it actually effectively has. I don't think I've shown this off yet, but... Yeah, you can... Like, bombs are essentially the actual damage dealing one. Arrow upgrade, I mean, everything does damage, but I think each one has like a specific different property. Like arrows just make it to 3 shots, and maybe they stun longer, like that slight little stun that they do. Bombs are just bigger and better. That's the best way I can put it. They're actually effective against enemies. Because normally bombs themselves don't work against anything. Which sucks. You know, I'm surprised. This might be a crazy thing to say. A Warhammer Warriors game would be kind of neat. By the way, that was 4 Ys into X. This is 5 Y into X. See if I have any more, which I don't think I do. No. No more X's, just plain old Ys. By the way, try to break as many of, especially if you're going for rupee hunting, try to break as many of just the basic brown pots as you can. I call them basic pots because that's all they ever have, is just rupees and shit. So usually you'll see me just breaking those just because they're right there. Also, I think the frame rate issue was either me not being used to it or the game, you know, not being played for a bit might have took it a minute to kind of cook, you know. I think arrow foes are weak against bombs, I thought. Maybe. And yeah, there's the weak point diminish upgrade, which, by the way, her weak point super is pretty good, too. Most everybody has a good one, it's just, it depends, I guess. I also like Agatha, like, in her game, but not here. I also find her one of the most least bit fun characters to play. Even, like, her uppercut move is just... It's okay, it just works. It's nothing exactly inherently crazy good. That's not bad to have, I guess. It's just alright. Wait, I thought this keep was ours for a sec. No, it's just my boys are in here trying to take it. They're doing a pretty decent job at it. Halfway through, which is pretty good. I guess I gotta show off the super with the spear now. Just Deku Tree. So. There you go. I think almost every super is probably about the same amount of time. Or takes about the same amount of time to go through. I think, give or take. I think there's some that are obviously smaller, like Link's spinning super is probably one of the shortest ones in the game. But It's also crazy they don't even have... They don't have the charged super that Pirate Warriors had. Because in Pirate Warriors, you can charge your super into like level 2 and level 3, and it'll give you a different super. But I think the reason why they didn't do that is because they give you different weapons to play with. So if you want different supers to have, most likely it'd be through that. You know, I don't think I even have this upgrade on the Switch one either. This full spear upgrade, like, combo system thing going here. Oh, we're in a keep right now. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Like, why are we fighting out here, not inside of a keep? And then I realized, oh, okay. Oh yeah, here's your normal X attack. Just does that. I don't know if you can hit it multiple times, I think. I don't remember if it spawns in like multiple things or not. Here's a dark variant, something that happens quite often too, of course. There's not really much of a difference. I think they're usually weaker than their normal archetype. At least I feel like they are sometimes, but that might not be the case. It's hard to say when everything just looks like it does the same amount of damage until you eventually start fighting people that are, you know, way more over leveled than you are, and then you're like, okay, well, now I can see it. You know? When you're doing like little to no damage, it's time to quit and go back and grind. Which hopefully nobody ever gets stuck playing a Warriors game. Stuck as in, especially like the spin-off ones, where it's like, man, I don't know what to do. I can't progress. Like, I don't know how to do this. I'm not trying to make fun of me, but I'm just trying to... That's just my usual voice, I guess. Yeah, when things like that happen, it's like, the best thing you can do is just... You're gonna have to go back and grind and level up and stuff. I should say that I don't expect anybody to get stuck on a Warriors game often. If it's an original Dynasty Warriors, then yeah, I expect that to happen. Because they are very evil about how they do things. Fuck it. I do think it's actually really cute that Agatha wants to get the Breathlight back and make sure it's safe. Oh my god. Like, not only are there just dark nuts I have to deal with now, but there's also... Oh, well. Brighton's at this place. Also, if you're curious, how does Sia play? Well, she's another type of... I don't really care for her. Because again, since I come from playing Pirate Warriors 2, I typically kind of refer to things in that nature a lot of the time for like mechanically speaking. So I might say something along the lines of like, oh well, Sia is a, or even Lana, you know, she's a technical character. Although I prefer playing Lana than I do Nami. Because back then, for Pirate Warriors, there were technical and power characters. And obviously, you know, Luffy and Frankie and what have you would be power characters, while Nami and I think Usopp might be a technical as well. But the idea was like, yeah, they're not strong hitters, but they have something else that might, you know, some people might like that one better than just people that just hit, you know, square all day, I guess. There was more specific technical elements to them. Like you had to rely on your heavy attacks a lot more often. Which you could argue, like, well, isn't every character in Hyrule Warriors basically just reliant on heavy attacks to do anything? Yes and no. It actually really depends too. I mean, Link is an all-rounder. So he can easily, like, just the holding X method is great for crowd control, but if you're trying to, like, defeat somebody, then yeah, of course, X combos help out a ton for diminishing weak points and such. He's so fast and quick. Everything activates so fast and quick that it would be silly not to use heavy moves, but his normal light moves also work really well too. Not just to specifically activate a heavy, but they also can do decent speed and decent, diminishing weak point moves and keeping people inside of combos too. So again, like I said, Link's an all-rounder, whereas Sia has like this weird whip thing that you're kind of stuck in whenever you're using her. Like, you're just stuck doing it for like a few seconds, and it's really annoying. I hate moves that are uncancelable. Or at least not fast enough to where I can just dodge right after, again, well, fast enough. Alright, I'm curious. Here's the Magic Super variant. Yeah, I thought so. Okay, good. So it does work about the same as I thought. Alright. I just want to make doubly sure. Because something was telling me, like, oh no, they added that in Definitive, but no, I don't think they did. Actually, I think they added quite a bit of stuff in just 3DS in general. And then just sort of combined everything together in one game. When it came to Switch. Yeah, I need to cancel moves like that. Moves that set down things, like Agatha, for example. She's a good, curious case of that, where you can send out, like, your giant beetle or whatever, but then you can kind of just dodge, sort of, after, and... Did one of ours fall? Or... Oh, whatever. Damn. I was like, for a second I thought that was the boss health, but no, that was just the keep I was looking at. I was like, god damn, I tore a minute and a half. Oh, for fuck's sake. Alright, that's it. You gotta stop doing that. We're not doing much damage even with the super, which is why you usually have to rely on weak point. Because usually when bosses are inside of the weak point, I think you do more damage. At least for big bosses, you do more damage to them. Or just damage at all, realistically speaking. I think because I was recommended to play Lana, I think that this might be her heart container. Maybe. I don't know. Yep, piece of heart. I am not looking forward to this whole entire fight, to be honest with you. This is already just going to go south. Because Minda's just going to give me complete and total shit. Yeah, if you can't knock an opponent out of their combo, then they're most likely doing like a super attack that will... Not like a super, but they're doing an attack that will eventually get them into a weak point. Which is usually a good time to start hitting them. And depending on the move in question, you'd have to sometimes just wait. Oh, for fuck's sake. Of course you would. Whatever. We still have a bunch of other stuff we have to go take down, so... Well, just basic chest, I'll take that. It's always nice to get those every once in a while, even though they don't give you much, but... They give you just enough. I think every one of these keeps is going to have a Deku Baba. God, the hiccups still continue. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about Skulltulas until after you've done, like, the entire campaign. Unless you're just right over there right now. It's not, like, bad to do right now. It's just one of those things where I feel like you're better off focusing on getting through the campaign first. Getting yourself leveled up enough to where you could just go through and just speed through the level and grab your Skulltulas that way. It's funny, I guess realistically, wouldn't this game be considered a collectathon to some extent? What the fuck? Hang on. What do you mean she's fleeing? What? When was she fucking dying? Like it matters. I mean, not really, because I'm still playing, so I guess it's not really a big deal. I don't know, it could have been a big nothing burger for all I know. You know, I'm wasting my time fighting these fucking dickheads. I'm doing just no damage to them ever. Getting barely any super back from it either. Well, till now. By the way, materials needed for certain upgrades and such. And usually every little tiny mini-boss guy will drop... Usually every type of boss will drop a material or a weapon. You'll hardly ever have... Even a keep boss, for example, will typically have a material that drops. Or something of the sort. You'll most likely never not have that happen. But even though this stuff is blacked out, it's still pretty easy to see where a keep is. Or just even guess, for that matter. Yeah, even an outpost captain, for God's sakes, usually have some. Something else to note as well is whenever an enemy is dying, you can still hit that enemy. So if that gets in the way of like you trying to wait for something to drop, you'll have to just kind of learn like, okay, I have to wait for them to die off, and then I can go in for the kill, or I mean go and grab the whatever I need. It's just one of those things. Those unfortunate small little nuances that this game has. I could super here. I could lead these idiots. That way I can just do it right inside the keep, so I get like a ton of stuff out of it. Usually supers inside of a keep are good, because they typically just attack just about everything. They're not exactly full screen, but it works. Yeah, game, but I'm trying to fucking do this. Which isn't really that easy right now. I wouldn't say it's hard, just kind of annoying. I want to go into magic so bad, but I want to save it for Midna because I don't know when I'm going to get magic again, you know? I prefer saving it for situations like that that might require like a big boss fight. And of course, knowing Midna, I'm sure she's over there. Well, it says she was on the bridge. As soon as I go over there to go fight her, she's just going to fuck off and disappear anyway. That's also something nice to see, too, is even though this game... It does have a morale system. Well, it has morale, but not in the same normal way of doing it, I guess. But even then, still... I do like whenever you take down something, and it's just like, oh yeah, this has weakened the boss, or whatever. It's always kind of nice to see that. It's usually only for specific things that happen, but still. I'd rather fight a Dark Nut than the Flying Dragon bastards. But I never say the name right, I always get it wrong. And we should have at least one more keep to take, and then we go fight Midna for real, I think. I think that's right. Knowing her, it's hard to say. I mean, I could try pushing her into the territory so I can take it and her at the same time. Also, I'm doing pretty decent damage with my slingshot. You know what? Fuck, I'll just kill her ass, I guess. Yeah, sometimes you can knock them out of their thing before they even do anything, which is annoying. Ugh. Whatever. I'll finish this up real quick, too, just in case. Well, because I am weakening her power, so... Oh, well, she's in here anyway. Now, I'll wait. I'll wait for the boss to spawn in. Yeah, there we go. So I can launch the super so I can hit both of them at the same time. And I don't want to waste my magic either because I'm not sure if Minda was even the final thing of this fight. Kind of want to save it for that. Yeah, I'm doing no damage against guard, I don't think. Or very little. Oof. Too easy. And now Minda should be easy to kill. Easier to kill. God damn it, stop. Nah, who cares? I like how... okay, I guess that was it. Oh, that was the entire thing. Shit, I could have used the magic there the whole time. Pfft. Well, damn. Never mind. And now we wait. Oh yeah, something else I should probably mention too. I know it's kind of a bit of a spoiler here, but Lana and Cia are twins, or at least I think they're the same character but split. That's why they look the same. And their facial structure and everything. Well, you can't really see Cia's face anyway, but point is that they're basically either the same character or at the very least twins of some sort. I think Lana's light and Cia's dark. I'm used to seeing A rank pop up there, you know. And now we've unlocked Midna. Hell yeah. She's not bad, just takes a bit to get used to, I guess. We might have even unlocked it too, I don't know. Anyway, but that will be it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time for some more Hyrule Warriors. I guess I don't think we've played Sheik yet. We can play Sheik for the next one, and even try out Midna for the other one too, just to play all the characters that we can, just show them off. Anyway, yep, that's it. So take care, everybody.